Okay friends, this is going to be a demo video to show you how to create a parabolic curve string art. So what you're going to need is a piece of heavy cardstock. This is not normal paper, this is poster board. You can pick any color you like. I just chose white as my color. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is use my ruler to draw my design. Now you can do the same design that you did for the last project, or you can try a new one. I'm going to be doing an L for this project because that's one of the easiest curves. So I'm going to line my ruler up. I'm only using a Sharpie so you can see my lines. Please do this with pencil in case you make a mistake. So I'm going to draw a line from 1 to 5 inches this time and make a mark at every inch. And I'm going to turn my ruler into an L shape. Draw my straight line to 5 and then make a mark at every inch. 4, 5. Okay, the next step is going to be to number. So I'm going to number this time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then make sure to start over at 1 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll write my name at the bottom because I forgot. You're going to write your name and your teacher name on the same side as your graph that you're making, okay? All right, now it's time to bring this to one of your teachers, and you're going to need to check out some materials. So what we're going to give you is we're going to give you a piece of cardboard. It's going to be your backdrop, a push pin, which is going to be used to make dots, and a string art needle. Now this isn't a normal sewing needle. It's not as sharp. It's got a dull end, but we do not want to lose them because they are expensive and I do not want to get more. So what you're going to do with your push pin is you're going to put your artwork on the cardboard backdrop, and I'm going to make a dot at every mark that I have. So at 1 on the line, 2, and you're going to push all the way through and wiggle around just like you're wiggling your tooth. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now after you've made all of your dots in your paper, if you're afraid you're going to lose this push pin, go take it back to a teacher immediately. I'm going to put mine back in its safe spot. Okay, and now I need to cut my string so I can start the fun step. I chose, of course, the 2 best colors in all of the colors in the world, blue and orange, because go Gators. So whichever complementary color pair you choose, you're going to want to cut 3 feet of that color. So to do that, I'm going to use my ruler. I'm going to stop it here with my finger. I'm going to go around once. That's 1 foot. Whoops. Da-da-da. 1, 2, and back around for 3. That's 3 feet. Another little tip, the tiles on the floor underneath you are also a foot long, so you can just measure 3 tiles. So there's 1 string. Do, 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 do. Where is the end of my string? Okay, please try not to get these knotted up. I have spent way too many hours unknotting them. So 1, 2, and 3. I now have my 2 pieces of complementary color string, and I am ready to begin my sewing. So whichever color you're going to do first, I'm going to do blue first. You're going to find the end and thread it through your sewing needle. So I'm going to take this and put it through the eye of my needle. Okay. I know I just made that look easy. It's not always that easy. So don't get mad at yourself if it takes a little bit of time, okay? So I'm going to thread this through, And I'm just going to tie one single knot, just like you're tying your shoe, so that it doesn't fall off of my needle. All right, you ready for the fun? Needle threaded. I have a piece of tape down here, which I'm going to need in just a minute, and I'm ready to get started. So I'm going to take my sewing needle, and I'm going to dive into the sewing pool. So pretend this is your little swimmer, and he's going to dive straight down. And I'm going to pull the string all the way through that hole until it gets close to the end. And when it gets close to the end, I'm going to tape that side down. All right. Now I can pull this tight, all right? So if he just dived down to the pool, now he's going to dive up at number 1. So I'm underneath the paper. I'm going to push my sewing needle. And see it back here? I'm going to push my sewing needle straight up at number 1. Now what this did, you can't tell on this side, but what this did on the other side is it drew a straight line from 1 to 1. So now I'm back on my graph side, and I'm going to dive down at 2 all the way through. It's important to pull it tight. And I'm going to swim up at the next 2. There we go. Let's check it out. Doing good. So I'm going to dive down at 3 and back up at 3. Okay. Down at 4 and back up at 4. Okay. Now what I'm realizing here is that I am running out of string. I'm not going to have enough to do 5 to 5. So what you can do if this happens to you is you can just attach a little bit longer of a piece of string. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut this off of my sewing needle. And I'm going to get just a little bit more of this extra blue string. I hope you guys are good at tying your shoes, because you're going to need to tie these 2 pieces of string together in a double knot. So 1 knot, 2 knots, and now I can keep going. Take this off of my sewing needle. Okay. Re-thread my needle. See, I told you the first time I made it look too easy. Okay, got that through. And don't forget to tie a knot so it doesn't fall off. Okay, ask a friend if you need some help. But now I'm ready to go diving again. So I'm going to dive down at 5. All of that just for one more last number. And up at 5 over here. And since I'm all done, I can cut my string and add another piece of tape right here. And voila! In the back of your paper, I have my parabolic curve. Now what? 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Making sure I don't start at 5, so I'm going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go back to my push pin. Now, I'm about to speed up the camera because I don't think you guys need to watch me sew again, but I'll show you what it looks like when I'm all done.